Hello, welcome back to school. Um, I am doing some research on the whole thing about raising fingers. Is it good? Is it bad? Whatever. I've been doing this off and on for like a while. um, so I ran across this post on Piano World forum where people can make posts and things. And somebody had commented or made a post about this very thing. They're talking about there's the people that say you have to raise your fingers, and then you got the people that say no, you have to keep your fingers on the keyboard. Um, and so he goes on talking about this thing, and then he mentions this video by Robert Estern talking about how he was taught how to play scales. Um, and he's talking about this, and it like totally dawned on me like what the whole thing about raised fingers is about. Um, it's not necessarily the attack on the note, but it's actually more about the release. And when you watch what he does, you'll better understand what he's doing. He's not necessarily attacking the note, but it's how he is releasing each of these notes. And I'm going to zoom in on this so that you can clearly see what he is doing. So here we go with this little video.
When I first started studying the piano with my father, sound.
Oops.
So today's show is about how to get brilliant fingerwork. So I'm going to regress a little bit more. When I first started studying the piano with my father, Morton Estrin, he showed me how to practice scales with raised fingers. And oftentimes my students ask me, why do I have to raise my fingers? Let me show you what I'm talking about. With slow scale practice, it's important for strength to raise the fingers like this. Now, you may wonder, why would you ever want to play that way? Because obviously when you play quickly, there's no time to raise the fingers. The secret to getting the evenness in your scale work and your fast finger passages is the release of notes. For example, if you were to put your hand on a flat surface like this and just try to lift one finger, well, some of them are pretty hard to lift. Try to lift your fourth finger with your hands on a flat surface, and it's very hard. It's actually the release of notes that takes more strength than the pushing down of notes. So the strength in the release, that is the reason for practicing slowly with raised fingers. So you practice the release of each note, and that will lead to the kind of pristine beauty you can get in fast finger work.
Okay, and then he does a little, I think it's a Chopin thing. Yeah. So I just found that was kind of interesting. Um, I don't hear too much about people talking about the release of notes on piano. Um, and if I remember correctly, I think oh Floor Floor's Floor Peters in his little organ book, he had mentioned something about how everything at the organ needs to be done with precision, like everything has to be like not necessarily mathematically planned out, but there has to be a reason for everything you're doing. Um and it has to be like efficient and all this other stuff. And so the thing I noticed about what Robert is doing is as he's playing these notes, his fingers, all of his fingers are already above the keyboard. None of them are on the keyboard except the one that is playing the note. And I'd run across another video where um someone had mentioned the same thing. They had said instead of physically lifting your finger up from a down position, um start your hand with like a little bit above the keyboard and strike down from the knuckle, um and that will do whatever this rubber guy is saying. So I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there because I haven't really seen too much about releasing of notes on piano when it comes to technique. This is just kind of me figuring things out because Lord knows I don't have a teacher or anything helping me through all this stuff. So, and obviously, I don't want to injure myself. Um and yeah. So I still do need to go and practice today. So I'll probably have to do that. It's like way late. It's after sunrise, which for me is late. So, okay, if you want to like, share, and subscribe, you can do that.